All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, since we have a quorum, in fact, we have a full board meeting today, which is very good. Calling to order the Thursday, February 29th, 2024, Carver COA Board of Directors meeting. This meeting's being cablecast by Area 58, Community Access Media Channel 15, and will be posted by Area 58 on YouTube as soon as possible. We all stand for Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anybody from the community that wishes to address the Board of Directors with any comments at all? Anyone? Anybody at all? Okay. All right. First item. Connie and I went to the joint budget meeting for the FY25 budget with the Select Board, the Finance Committee, and the Capital Outlay Committee. Didn't leave there with a lot of warm and fuzzies, and I've had fewer warm and fuzzies since then. But we went over the budget. Connie did a great presentation reviewing our FY24 budget and what our proposed FY25 budget is, including it is an increase, and it's a total increase of 6.65%, which might sound like a lot, but it's $13,965 increase. I don't know if people have heard, but it is likely that town meeting will not be in April. Probably won't be in May. May not be, probably will be in June. They are busy sharpening their pencils because they're going to have budget shortfall. When you consider that salaries alone for the town, all the contracts that were approved, equal just about what the town pulls in taxes. All that's left over is state aid. Now, at the joint meeting, I was, as I'm wont to do every once in a while, fairly impassioned that last year we had put in for things that we never got. They'd went ahead after the budget joint meeting and said, oh, we found this money. And all these other departments got that increase in money, but we didn't. Mm-hmm. Yep. So given that dollar-wise, the increase we're looking for is $13,965, which is a paltry amount when you consider just the salaries for the town. I will fight tooth and nail to see that we get it. Basic part of it, what it is to get a part-time activities director position, which we desperately need. Any of you folks watching out in YouTube land on Area 58, I would think it would be a wonderful idea if you let your finance committee, your select board, your capital outlay, and your town administrator know the importance of not shortchanging the seniors of this town. We've gone to, this will be, if we don't get our increase, this will be 2 years in a row. And I think that's just wrong. I told the joint finance committee, selectmen, capital outlay, that I thought it was wrong. I'm saying it right here. I think it's wrong. We're not asking for that much. The seniors deserve it. I also touched on the fact that I guess they're having a research team for use for the old fire station, EMS barn, and I said, anything you go ahead and are thinking of putting in the town, you better be including a senior center or community/senior center. And they agreed that that would be part of their discussions, and I'm going to hold them to that.
Me too.
Connie, anything, am I missing anything?
No, that was basically to just the feasibility study to see, because the departments you just named are the ones that don't have a new department. Like I said, I think we've covered the other departments of town with a lot of new, people are updated, so they're kind of like, the last ones to be looked at.
And also, we're flat outgrowing the current COA. I mean, I know that building is very sentimental to a lot of people, and I can understand why, but if everybody that is now signed up to be part of the COA and all decide to show up for a function, we couldn't put them. It's amazing just trying to find for people to find parking just for bingo. So we're rapidly outgrowing that facility. I think that'd be a great thing to house the Carver Historical Society. I think they could do a lot with it, but we need to start looking. So that they're making plans for other facilities, which I'm not saying aren't needed, they are, but they need to start thinking of us too. So that's the request. Anybody got any questions about what I did or didn't say to the Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen?
I would just like to add that I've been involved with the Council on Aging Board of Directors since 2017, and I've been advocating for this all this time. And I just think it's time that the seniors get something in this town. We've had supportive administration here and there on the major projects, such as a ramp and railings and things like that, refrigeration and freezers, but we also need a building that's handicapped accessible in all areas, not just in certain areas, and I think that's really, really important. And we're at the day and age where everybody should have access to rooms in a building, and not just because, we're not accessible at times. And I know the building, certain rooms are accessible, like obviously nothing upstairs is because there is no elevator, and to go downstairs there's just stairs. There's no elevator to get down the stairs, and you can't even get a wheelchair in those doors downstairs very well either. So I just think it's necessary, and it's time for our older adults in town to be number one. Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, hearing none. Next item on the agenda, board action plans for 2024. This is a discussion and possible vote to include, but not limited to, spring women's tea and possibility of a fall Italian dinner. Let's go ahead and hit the women's tea first.
The women's tea. I don't think
Make sure you talk in the microphone, please. I want everybody at home to be able to hear you. I harp on Miss Marone about that all the time.
You're right. I don't think it'll cost as much this year because I did most of the footwork already in making the different things that incorporated. So I think we'll be down in cost this year, but I would like to do it in the spring rather than the fall this year. So I was thinking April, May, whatever, working with Connie to find a date.
Okay, one question coming to mind. Is this something that the board will pay for out of our pockets as a donation, in the form of a donation? Because we can't raise any money, we don't have a budget.
Through the,
Go ahead, Connie.
Go ahead, Connie.
Please use the microphone.
yes.
Thank you.
At the meeting that we had, the joint meeting that we had last year, one of the requests, and I know you were present for that as well, was a sum of money, a budget for the board.
Right.
Which was one of the things we didn't get. But as a result, because we wanted to have the opportunity to do these events with the board, and knowing that past events had been financed through personal input from the members, that it was said that the $500 amount would just become out of my existing budget.
Okay.
So about $230 was put on, to your point, Mary, a lot of that was upfront preparatory part of that event, so it certainly wouldn't be that much now. One thing I wanted to ask, if I think one of the things that came back, and I think for participation might actually help increase, was asked if we could do it during the week when we're open for the COA. We did do it on a Sunday. And I think there were, people found, that there were things, I think there was an election going on at South Meadow. There were other activities going on, and a lot of people are very busy on the weekend. So if there was a way that we could incorporate it into one of the days that we're open, I think that would be, I think we'd actually get a lot more participation. So,
I'm around, so
Oh, good.
I don't mind doing it during the week, because
Matt, how about I'll take it, so, understanding, so actually it'd be coming out of any cost would be coming out of your budget, Connie?
yes.
Okay,
someone, and I donate a lot.
Yes.
go ahead.
Well, obviously, we've all donated a lot, to all these activities that we put together. But I think what's really important here is the money that we were supposed to have in the budget to take care of these things is important. And it's not just that we want to do an activity, Alan. It's on our responsibilities as a board. If you pull up our bylaws, it says that we're supposed to do activities as a board. So this is not something that we're just creating. We're following our requirements as board members. So that's important to me, and keeping that in mind, that they were supposed to, under the new stipend that they allotted last year, at the town meeting, there was a huge discussion on it. Every board was supposed to get a stipend for their board. So I don't know what happened to that as well, so.
I don't know either.
Unfortunately, we ain't got any right now.
I know, but
So I would, right now, and just for this particular item, I would entertain a motion to have a spring tea to be coordinated
I'm Mary DeRoss.
with Mary Dahmer and,
not Mary Dorr.
no, I'm
Mary
sorry.
DeRoss.
Hey, I'm 70, I'm old now.
Excuse me, it's Mary DeRoss.
Mary DeRoss and Mary DeRoss, thank you very much. Mary DeRoss and Connie. So I would entertain that motion from somebody.
Well, say that again,
Well,
motion to,
I just have a quick
This
question
is, just,
through the chair.
we gotta have, I wanna have a motion first, that, this is for the spring of the women's tea. Do I hear a motion for that?
I'll make a motion that we have a spring woman's tea, a spring tea. We can't call it a woman's tea, though. I think we can call it a spring tea.
Spring tea.
Spring tea,
Fine?
in the spring.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, discussion. Can I, go ahead, Donna.
Through the chair. The cost. Now, how will that be compiled? They'll submit the receipts to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. I don't want everybody to be paying out of their pockets for this, and it's important.
through you, Mr. Chair?
Yep.
In regards to the weekend or weekday, is it financial, or my thought is, aren't there seniors that are lonely and don't have anything to do on weekends, and we have so much going on during the week? And I thought it was
They
well
don't come.
attended.
We've done, well,
Last year.
it was well attended by the current people that come during the week. Everyone that was at that tea comes almost on a daily basis to the COA during the week. And their request at the T was, could you do this during the week?
Can I hear an amendment of that it will be coordinated by Mary Duras and Connie as far as the date and logistics?
Yeah, I wrote vote Mary and Connie to organize a spring tea.
Okay, that wasn't part of her original motion, so I need it
But I knew you were
amended.
gonna go
I'll,
there.
I'll make an amended motion to my original motion.
Okay.
So,
All right, so amended. Any other discussion on the T?
I just want to make sure that we're able to, as a board, to be able to support this. I mean, I know I work during the week too, so I know it's,
You could make it on a Friday.
pardon me?
You could make it on a Friday.
We could make it on a Friday.
It's hard, and I would like to see a few, but it's not about me. So if you're saying that the seniors all want it during the week, which I think it's hard to believe that none of the seniors out there wouldn't like a weekend activity, but I don't know.
Well, I could also tell you that there were several seniors that expressed interest in participating in the T
Yeah.
and had a conflict for the fact that it was on the weekend.
Okay.
So there were several, so the current people that actually attended the event requested that it be during the week, and I had probably twice as many people that said that they couldn't attend because they had other plans on the weekend. So I think we would actually have more participation during the week.
Okay.
This weekend, transportation also an issue for them?
Well, it would be, we don't offer it, so we wouldn't be able to transport people.
Just want to be able to-
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the spring tea, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that part's unanimous. All right, another person was asked about a possibility of a fall Italian dinner. Mary?
That was me. Oh, wow.
I was just happened to be going to her
I just
first.
thought that if we could have something for the men and the women. A lot of the men don't like to go to the tea.
Oh, understandably. I
Yeah,
understand.
understandable. So I wanted some kind of thought maybe if we
No,
could
it's a good
involve the
idea.
men and the women.
I think it's a good idea,
But
but
I-
that's, now you're talking
More money.
some bigger bucks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
So
just
with
put
that
it out
in
there.
mind and the fact that we don't have a budget and can't like sell tickets or anything,
Yeah.
we might want to think about reaching out to maybe some friends that we might be able to work with, that they may want to put on a Italian dinner, because I would love an Italian dinner. You don't like that idea either?
No, through the chair. I think it
Restaurant.
would be great to look into a local sponsorship and see some, rather than having to absorb the costs from any group.
Yeah.
I think from a nice community support,
Yeah.
we have some, available businesses in this town that might be willing to do something. I know other COAs have a lot of support from, restaurants and other, food sources that could provide. And I think that would remove that aspect, because we don't want it to be, well, it would have to be like a free offering. That's the other thing
Right.
too. So, because we're not raising funds. So I think it would be great if a local business could actually support that.
Would somebody be willing to at least initially reach out to some area businesses or restaurants?
I have a,
Just,
the other towns around here, they've been using the vocational school, like Rochester uses the vocational school. Plymouth will use, they have a culinary arts program. I think the town of Carver has a beautiful culinary arts program at the high school. I think it's time to do an intergenerational dinner and see if we can get the high school involved. And they got 80% of the town's budget.
No, it's
can we,
That's a good
can we
idea.
strip that? Because I'm going to ask her if she wants to be willing to reach out to the school department to see that, and they might be, pretend you didn't say that.
No, I would be more than happy to reach out to Scott and see if we can get something going.
Okay, and could you report back to us the next meeting?
Right.
Would that be all right?
Yeah.
So
That-
we'll table that part of this agenda item as Donna will go ahead and reach out to the school, because I think that's a great idea.
too.
I mean, they do have a very good culinary department at the school, so.
Because we can't make food, correct, because of the health issues or concerns?
It was actually more the aspect of because if you are
The
treated
con-
as an entity that was actually going to rent, like the location.
Yeah.
Like, there's,
We-
scout groups that come in and have a spaghetti dinner. They cook the food themselves. It has nothing to do with the COA.
But because we're the COA board,
We
No,
can't
well, no,
wait.
because you're the board. It's not the COA. The COA is, in putting this on, the board would be. You would
that's
be-
what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you could go, it's just, but the cost of the food was, I think, the issue that we were talking about.
I was just thinking if we all chipped in.
And we're trying to
Let's see
avoid-
see
if
what the-
if the culinary department and
Yeah.
what Donna finds out with the school
We
and
can make some-
what they would be looking for. We're not paying for an
Sounds good.
extra teacher or anything, but
All right,
maybe a
so-
football.
So through the chair, I have permission to represent the board and
Yes.
call? Okay, thank you very much. I don't
That-
want to do anything I'm not supposed to do.
Not to worry.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else have any ideas of what we want to see the board try to accomplish
I
this year?
had sent you a text, I don't know if you received it, to go on the agenda. I think the past 2 years, we've done the Carver Night Out
Yep.
in August, and I think that is a good thing to do also. I mean, we all bought candy and chips and that kind of thing. Minimal, Mike lent us a table or the canopy or something, but it got us out there, it got the COA out there, the pamphlets.
It was great.
We got a lot of people, I don't know if people actually joined, but a lot of businesses saying, if you need us, come to us. I think we
We
should
had a
do
lot of
that
The
again.
reason I didn't put that specifically in was because it was getting to the point where that's the type of, that all fell within this discussion anyway, so it didn't have
Oh,
to
okay. All
be
right.
specific. But
And it's usually the first Thursday in August. I will take that on again this year if you'd like, and check with Officer Kelly, but there's never any issue with that. So I thought that was...
Is the board happy with that? Do we need to take a vote on that?
Well, we took a vote on the spring
this stuff,
women's.
yeah.
Oh, it's not spring women's anymore, it's spring tea. We took a vote on that.
Yeah, but I didn't take a vote. We just kind of assigned Donna to investigate with the school, and so we're just having people investigate things. We're
That's
not
for the-
saying we're definitely doing them.
Okay,
Got it. So
Elaine, can you
fall
investigate?
fall
Can you
Italian dinner, it's
investigate?
Yeah, I'll
investigating, so no vote. So are we investigating the Carver
Yes.
Night Out? Just want to make sure I understand, because I'm
Well, if you got here
63
earlier, we
and I
could
get
have
old.
started earlier, so.
Oh, I was 1 minute late. Give me a break, you mean person.
All right, anybody else have anything concrete they may want to think of, or do you want to, yeah. To me, this is something I'll keep as a recurring item on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as, it's like, because I know it's, oh my God, he's putting us on the spot again. So, so you have chance to think things out. Can you tell I'm getting to be a short timer?
Would there be any interest in senior talent show? I don't know,
It's funny you say that, because my sister has done 2 dance recitals at 2 senior centers, and it's been an incredibly big hit. They're like 6 or 7 seniors, did a cabaret dance, Janie, cabaret dance, and it was so well received. But that would, are you talking about getting the seniors to do it, right? Yeah, and that's what they did.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could have seniors or grandchildren and seniors too, so that you play one against the
Intergenerational,
other.
yeah.
You have 2 generations happy.
And you get more people to come.
Well, that'd be,
that's fine.
that's another interesting item to go ahead and investigate. That would probably, we might need to get maybe some way to gauge interest at the COA.
Well, actually, you could put something out to say, would you be interested in participating in?
So would you be willing to work with Connie on that to investigate
I have the word investigate all over these minutes.
Like we're private eyes or something.
I think that's a fascinating idea, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Can I go back to the Italian dinner real quick?
If you must.
I'm really sorry to go backwards, but on the Italian dinner, I just wanted to remind us also that would be a cultural event, because remember we said we wanted to have a cultural activity every year, so
A
that.
2-for-1, I like
Yeah,
that.
so that takes care of that one.
So, through you, Mr. Chair, what will you be investigating? Will you be like,
Interest in,
to see if there's
with the
interest?
seniors, to see if there would be a group be interested in having or performing at a seniors variety show.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Even though she's not a senior, we could get Helen to go up and sing and dance.
Well,
But I know she's shy, so.
I'm driving.
All right, anything else? Like I say, we're gonna leave this item on.
Yeah, that's,
As an ongoing open item, so as people have ideas saying, I have an idea, we can do that at each meeting.
but even if we focus on these 4,
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
And
I
that's-
don't want to shut people's
that's.
creative juices down as we go through the rest of the year.
It is true.
All right, I think we've beaten that one as much as we
Yeah.
can for right now. Moving on to the director's report. Connie, you're up.
Okay, thank you very much.
Da, 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 da.
Start off with the February recap. I have an estimate of the GATRA trips. The numbers are still being worked out with today's trips, but we're looking at probably 650 trips that were made. We did have a snow day as well as a holiday during the month, so it's just a little lower than January's, but still very strong. Our meals are averaging, as they tend to be, around 1,000. It's 1,068 with 263 congregate meals and 805 meals on the move that were home delivered meals. In looking at those numbers, and I do state it later in the report here, that that is not really a big change with even the increase of the cost of meals from the $3 to $5. So we're just keeping an eye on that to kind of, make note of any changes that there might be. We have it started in February, a Monday morning wake up, where we have complimentary Danish with, and our coffee and tea are complimentary now every day, all day long. And the morning wake up with the Danish is from 9 to 10. It's extended a little bit in between there because we're not that precise on taking Danish away from people at 10 o'clock. But we don't want it to lead into the lunch, so to make sure that June has the opportunity for that. But we had about 15 participants this month, and I think it's just one of those things that getting the word out more and just people getting to realize that that's available. But I think it was received very well as a nice idea. We have our tax aid through AARP going on right now. We are fully booked. I am taking names on a wait list and suggesting that people get their names on other wait lists as well, just so it's not too last minute, and hopefully we can accommodate everybody. We had a tips for a healthy heart presented by our public health nurse, Pat Iafredi, and she does it as a little round table in the nutrition center after lunch, which I think is a great, very casual and very friendly way to have these health programs that she offers. And I found that it's very well attended because people aren't intimidated about entering into a separate room. They're already sitting at the table, and she's really engaged quite a few people, and they all know her from the wellness clinic. So it's really a very friendly, casual, conversational presentation, and a lot of really good information. So she's offering those on pretty much an every other month basis. We also had the GATRA bus trips. During the winter, they're only doing one per month, and the February trip was to Hilliard's and Gowell's Candy Shops, and they also had a lunch included on that day. and the feedback was really great, that they really had just a great time. I think they really have a great time on the bus itself. I think they have a super social opportunity that they don't normally have, maybe reminiscent of the school bus days, but I hear that there's lots of laughter and just a fun social opportunity. And then they went to fun places and had a great lunch. So just the feedback has always been very good, and just different opportunities are coming up, and a lot of great suggestions from some of the passengers as well as the drivers that are just coming up with ideas themselves. So that's nice that that's ongoing. We had planned a Mardi Gras murder mystery that unfortunately fell on the snow day that we had, and which actually was Mardi Gras, but that was the plan. And I just did not have another open day, so I'm saving that for next year. So we'll definitely we'll keep the mystery going until next year. And I do mention here that the lunch cost does not seem like it has affected our lunch numbers, so which is a good thing. And no one has spoken to me about any issue. Like I said, we're expanding our offering of larger drinks with our meals too, so I think there's an even a greater offering for what they're getting for their lunch as well, because we were having those little small cartons of milk that I found you had 2 sips and they were gone, and now we have bottles that offer. We have juice, we have 2 types of milk and that type of thing, so I think it's much preferred, and that's going well. March is attached in the newsletter following the report with an update on a preview of all the things that are coming up. March is always our annual St. Patrick's Luncheon. This year it's on Monday, March 11th. The tickets for the event are going on sale March 1st, which is tomorrow. And they do sell out fast, so you want to see June in the Nutrition Center. That's where they're being sold. And they are $10 per person, and you do have to go in person to get them. The entertainment for the luncheon will be provided by the Black Velvet Band, nice Irish band, and they are sponsored by the Carver Cultural Council. We are offering the free movie matinees, The Quiet Man, if anyone's familiar with that kind of classic movie with John Wayne and who's the woman I see right there? It is
Maureen O'Hara?
Yes, Maureen O'Hara. And so nice classic movie. The Friends are offering on the 13th of March, Lucky Draw membership drive. This is the third in their offering for a drive to really get people to join and renew their membership. And the lucky draw is that anyone that signs up or renews or joins can pick a prize that will either be a keychain, a free lunch, or a lottery ticket. So that sounds like fun. The Luck of the Irish, the Gator bus trip for the month is actually to the Plain Ridge Park Casino, and that's on Monday, March 18th. The newsletter went out by email, and she's already booked 7 out of the 8 spots, and so 1 spot may still be available, and that's through the dispatcher, Peggy Wood, with the Gator bus. The Friends are doing a fundraiser for the spring. It's through Cupcake Charlie's at the end of March on the 25th, and it will run through April 12th for placing orders. The delivery for the cupcakes will be May 1st and 2nd. Anyone can check with the Friends on that, and they will, I'm sure, will be doing more to promote it themselves. We have a program on the 26th of March, a Tuesday, called Game Shows to Go. This came highly recommended by not only seniors but other directors from other COAs that I've spoken to, and it just sounds like a whole lot of fun. They do themed kind of game show themes like Wheel of Fortune and Family Feud, and not only have contestants be on a panel, but I think the audience is also pulled into it as well. So it sounds very interactive and a lot of fun. And the dietitian from BID Plymouth is Marcia Richards, and she offers nutrition programs, and for March it will be small bites, which is more or less snacks and appetizers that are on the healthy side. A lot of times I think, especially for seniors, there's a lot of not big meal planning, but a lot of little things, and I think it's really helpful to have some suggestions on what is good and how to put things together in a creative way that keeps you eating on the right track, rather than snacks that maybe aren't as healthy. And I think Marcia does a great job with that. I know, just reminding, in March on the 18th, we're looking for the final payments, final reservations and payments for the April 22nd Bloom Bus trip to Blythewold Mansion, which is another tea situation, spring days with tea. That's why I would suggest we do our tea not in April, maybe just put our off to another month. But that sounds like a lovely day. It's on Bloom. It goes from roughly 9:30 to 6 o'clock on that particular day. Some updates on the COA itself. We're expecting the new kitchen appliances that were covered by the ARPA funding of a range, a hood, a convection oven, and warmer to be installed by the end of March. We still don't have a definitive date, but it is on the horizon. Currently, the parlor space, the library room, and the entry part of the hallway are being painted with like a fresh kind of relaxing color that coordinates with the space, and receiving already nice compliments on it so far. So Paul Finley, who is an O&M, is doing a wonderful job.
Thank
Lots
you,
of compliments. Paul. I know, he does, yeah, he does a great job. And then for April, upcoming events are the Carver Cultural Council is sponsoring a pastel art workshop through Jessie Fries down in her Plymouth studio. Frankly speaking, Nancy Franks is the speaker we had on the molasses flood, which was very well attended. We had over 40 people attend that one event. And so I'm hoping that I think there's a lot of interest in history. You're talking about men in general too, like as far as what topics. I think we've got a lot of men attending that, and I think topics of history in general seems to be very popular.
Nice.
And this speaker, she's a retired teacher, and she's very engaging, very informative. And this particular title is the Massachusetts Ties to the Titanic. And some of which we might know, but others, I'm sure she had a lot of insights, even with the molasses flood, that a lot of people familiar with the event didn't know. So I find that very interesting myself. We're also going to have a dementia-friendly presentation from Old Colony Elder Services in April as well. And hopefully we get a lot of members from the community to come in support of that.
Yeah.
We want to have members from even different departments, which I've also put the word out, and we'll be kind of reminding them of that as well, because we want the community as a whole to be informed about the dementia-friendly aspect of the community. And Donna could probably expand on that. But,
Yeah, I will.
And then Audubon offers some programs which it can include and will include on this particular one a live animal presentation, and those are very well attended. And this particular one is on birds of prey, and that will be taking place in April as well. So those are a few things that are upcoming. Any questions?
Did you want to go ahead and just briefly go over the sheet of the attendance uses?
Right. I think since I wasn't here for the last meeting, I think I have referenced, and I did mention it in the joint meeting with the budget meeting that we had, of the growth that we've shown in printing out for the annual report, not only for the town, but also for the state with EOEA, the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. They request, and the EOEA specifically asked to provide the statistics that we get from My Senior Center. And that's the software program that is the data retrieval and recording software that is used when people check in with their key tag. When they register to be a member of the COA, they're given the key tag that has a little scan code on it. Once they scan, they're checked in to the COA on that day. And what's I want to get very specific about is that check-in is done on that day when they check in, and can't be duplicated in the sense that if they decide to go up and say, wait a minute, I forgot, did I check in, and go in again, it recognizes that they were already in the system. So the validity of the statistics you can't get numbers over and over again.
Duplicate.
And make sure, and even when the kiosk will check you in and it will bring up the events for that day. It's a touch screen, so the seniors will then decide on what they're going to participate in. They can touch the activities if they're there for lunch or if they're there for an exercise class. And those are recorded as a separate participation number for that individual. It doesn't add anything to their attendance on that day. They are checked in once and only once for that particular day. So what's interesting on this report, the check-ins this was for the entire year of 2023, that we had 10,199 check-ins. And that means that is how often all the people came in. That's not, 10,000 people, but that's how many times somebody checked in overall. So the days we were open was 245. So when you divide that, the average daily attendance without duplicating individuals was 41 people on a daily basis was the average that we were seeing. And it's broken out, which it makes it a little bit clearer on the weekday that you see the ebb and the flow of the attendance at the COA, because we know just from what we see, just physically seeing it as well as seeing lunch service and so forth, that our Mondays and our Fridays are our lighter days. We see the growth. We know that bingo is our biggest day, and these numbers support that. It's very clear. We know that Wednesday is growing as a day that we have a greater attendance due to the craft program that I have. I'm up to about 18 to 20 people every week, and a lot of other activities that we have attracted I do in Wednesday afternoons. So we're seeing that we're getting a lot of growth on that particular day, which is coming very close to the bingo numbers. But keep in mind too, when we're looking at the attendance, which I don't know if is understood, is that this is an attendance for throughout the day. It's not saying that 41 people on average were there all day, every day. They come and go. And understanding that, as an example, this past Monday, or just on most Mondays, but particularly this past one, because we had a couple of activities, there's, a regular group of individuals that take the chair yoga class. They'll come in on Monday morning. Most may go home, a couple may stay for lunch. Then we have lunch. There's some people that only come for lunch at the COA on a regular basis. And then there's a couple of individuals that may continue to stay. I happen to have book club on this past Monday, and that's very well attended. I have technically 25 registered for the club, and usually on a monthly basis get somewhere between 16 to 18 people coming for that. So throughout that day, we ended up with about 40 people coming through the COA. Were all 40 people there all day, throughout the day? No, but we're open from 9 to 3, so I want to make it clear that I said we had attendance of about 40 people on that particular day. So just to get an understanding, what is unique about Thursdays with bingo is that you're going to get that average of about 56 people. They are there for the day. That is like, I don't plan any other activity on Thursday because we have bingo. So there's a lot of people that they are there, right? They're there before I even get in the office. They're waiting outside. We open at 9, and they've got their parking spot, and I can understand why they're there. But that's just it, because parking is so limited. But I mean, we will see, and then pretty much bingo lets out about 2:30. So that is a full day that you will see people there for that. But that's the only day that is the case. There's a few people that do stay throughout the day, that they are first thing in the morning and they're there till pretty much closing. But the majority of our attendance is an ebb and a flow throughout the day. And so I just wanted to kind of explain that too, as far as understanding how these numbers work. And I think it was interesting to see the report also show the average attendance by month. We can kind of see a prediction of what months are. We were looking, September was, I think, the highest month of attendance. The average attendance in September was 49. So I think that, we're seeing some really good numbers. And the comparative to last year, this very same report I had, was the average daily attendance was 26 last year. So I did want to point out that's a 63% increase in growth. So, and we're talking about who we've registered. You're saying, thank goodness they don't all show up at the same time. Now up to 451 registered with the key tag for My Senior Center since we initiated it back in 2021. So that's our count now. And I only had 500 key tags, so I'm going to have to order more. So
Oh, good.
that's
That's a good thing.
Mr. Chair, if I can just ask a quick question? I'm just curious about the definition. In terms of that average of 10,199 divided by the 245, why is it titled average duplicated?
and I know it's misleading, but it's a statistical term, but it is not, what it actually is referring to, that it is not more than any one individual that would be in on that day. So what it did, it doesn't show it on here, but there is another statistic that said the active seniors, so now we've registered, now, like I just said, we're up to 451 that I've registered in 2023, which was slightly less number there, 191 were active. So that just shows, yes, we've registered that people have joined the COA, they've got their key tag, but we saw 191, so a little less than half are actually participating. So I think those numbers are still good. I'd like to see more participation, but to your point, Alan, I said if everyone showed up on that day that we've registered, but the registration shows the interest in a lot of, I think that's, we're going to see what is drawing the people. If I can put a program out, like the molasses flood program that over 40 people showed up for, and there's an example of a program, quite a few of those people were new people, and I ran around trying to get registrations. There's a lot of people that weren't able to check in because they didn't have a key tag, but that's a program that drew people out. And so there's some interest there. So there might, those people that are even registered, maybe they haven't been coming because there isn't something that has interested them. So it's working with that.
Just to confirm, the answer to my question is the average duplicated definition is basically a statistical term.
Yes.
But in my simple little mind, it just means the average.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Don.
So Connie, I got a couple of things here. Going back to the statistics that you just went over, it's a good thing you brought this in, because I'm looking at Fridays, we only have an average of 24 people that come in. What a day for us to have a tea party and draw people in on a Friday. So just a thought. The other thing is, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that I go to 23 different council on agings across Plymouth County, Norfolk County, and they use the same type of system. Most of them are all now using the kiosk and checking in. And when I go there, I check in. And it's important to make sure that everyone that goes there, and please check in. It's so important because we need the statistics, and that helps your council on aging. So please make sure that you're doing that. And also, what's really important about this system that Connie was able to get up and running is she knows who is at the council on aging if you check in. And if you're not checking in and you had a fall or something, she won't know really that you're there because you didn't check in. So check in so she knows that you're there and you can be accounted for, because that's really important. It's a safety issue. And then the last thing, Connie, going back to the dementia program.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. So once we run this program in April, Carver will become, Carver Council on Aging and the town of Carver will begin to be a dementia-friendly town. So what we would like to see, if you are a business in town, come to that event, because we're going to teach you about what it's like to have dementia and how your business can benefit from knowing a little bit more about dementia. It's going to create an informed and respectful community who have people among us that have dementia, and you might not even know it, and you could actually be the key to making that person have a wonderful day. So if you can come out to this event in April, by all means, please come. Just check it out, just learn. It's not going to be long. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's well worth your time to come out. So thank you.
So through you, Mr. Chair, I just want to ask Donna a quick question. So once this event takes place, Carver is now going to be official that we are a dementia-friendly town.
There's some more things that we need to check off on the list. We have to, but this is the beginning of
Okay.
introducing a dementia-friendly town to the community, to the Council on Aging. South Meadow Village currently is a dementia-friendly community now. I've run the same program there, and we're working. There's little things that you do along the way, but we are working towards this as well. So it's a wonderful opportunity for our town.
How many more steps will we need to do?
I don't have it all in front of
Okay,
me, so I
that's
don't
fine.
want to give you the answer, but it can be something as simple as putting benches
Yeah,
on a sidewalk so that
Yeah.
someone can take a rest and things like that, and the push buttons for the doors. It's really, it'll be interesting, and it will fulfill a lot of different areas, like the access for disabilities as well, so.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other comments for Connie? I'd just like to point out one thing on the monthly activities. Notice that there is coffee with the chief and talk with the TA, which would be a wonderful time to go ahead and express to the TA that our budget is important and it shouldn't be cut in any way this year, even though there are some financial problems in the town.
Thank you very much.
All right, approval of the minutes from the meeting of the 25th. Do I hear a motion? Anybody can make a motion, because it was determined you do not have to have been
No, I
at the
know.
meeting.
I'll make a motion, but I want to I need to make a comment on it, so.
Well, we'll
Just-
make a motion, then we'll do the
Yeah,
discussion.
I'll make a motion, no, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Okay, my discussion.
Ms. Marone.
First of all, I want to thank Ms. Elaine for taking on my responsibility since I
Glad
was
to
sick
do
for
it.
the whole month of January, so thank
Oh.
you. What I would like to do is defer these minutes, that's why I didn't want to really approve them, because there are a few things that we have to add, and Elaine, if you can, I don't want to put the work on you, so if you wanted to email it to me, because for example, by the regulations or whatever, we have to add whatever documents were presented at the meeting, and Elaine wouldn't have known that. So it's up to you guys if you want to approve it as is.
Would you like to amend your motion to postpone the approval of these minutes?
Yes, that's why I didn't know how to really
That's
make the
that's the way to
motion.
do it.
So I'll make the motion to postpone the approval of the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Do I hear any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Now, my mess up here, I should have added a item that said comments from board members. Remind me of that next time, please.
It's there,
It's
board
there.
member comment.
Oh, it is there.
You did a good job, Alan.
That's better than I thought.
Who
Now,
seconded that?
There's also, there is no new business or topics that were not anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance of the meeting. Board member comments. Well, it's going to start to my right.
Okay. Well, I like the plans that we've made for the COA board activities coming up. I don't really know what Helen means about documents. I don't think we even had any documents last month, did we? We had 20-minute meeting. So,
All we have,
Oh, well-
all we have is the minutes.
yeah.
that would have to be attached.
Right. But that's all right,
It
we'll
would
take
have to
it.
be listed as documents that were presented, so technically even the agenda.
Who
should be
knew?
listed.
Who knew?
It's just mine, and that's why I'm saying you wouldn't have known, 'cause this
Okay,
is.
so you'll take care of that, because
Yeah, if you can email this to me.
email what to you?
Well, also
Minutes.
Connie has spare copies of everything,
Yeah, just
because I returned them to her.
Like the agenda and those things.
Yeah, if you can send me
Oh, sure,
the
yeah.
minutes so I don't have to read.
Oh, well, no, well, you,
I gave you the minutes, and I emailed you the minutes.
Okay, you emailed them.
Yeah, I
Okay.
emailed everybody here the minutes,
Okay,
so they
cool.
have.
Do you need a copy of the
I
director's
had a tough
report?
time with Carver Mass.
Do you have it, do you need
Yeah, I
a
do
copy of
too.
the director's
Yeah.
report?
do you want?
I just need a list of what was given out at the meeting.
Okay.
So if you can give me that, Connie, that's all I need. It'll take 5 minutes to just add.
Okay.
Yeah, so every document that we give out, like there's all these here today, we have to type that at the bottom of the minutes for, it was recommended, so.
And again, you wouldn't have known, because it
No, that's
came
fine.
to light like last year.
Oh, is that right? Oh.
Yeah.
That it?
Sorry if
Yep.
I complained.
I'm all set.
Donna?
That's what I keep-
No comment, except thank you to everybody in the community who participates at the Council on Aging. And don't forget to get your tickets tomorrow. Well, this won't air until next week, right? Well, anyway, we tried to let you know about tomorrow, but unfortunately, we can't do that, but.
Mary?
I'll be there tomorrow,
Mary will be there tomorrow.
and I look forward to working with everybody on the spring tea and maybe Italian dinner. That's about
Maybe
it.
what?
Helen, while you're typing, let's see if you can do two things at once here.
I look forward to working with everybody on the spring tea and the fall event and the talent show. I love that idea.
Tap shoes going.
No, it's good to be back. Yes.
Get the juices going.
Get the juices going, baby.
Next.
I'm done.
You're done.
I look forward to working with
Give her the
Connie.
mic, Connie. Helen.
Mike?
Mic, the mic.
I'm going to bring something up that's going to be very much in the future. We have a problem with parking. When that pickleball court goes in,
Oh, give me.
there are going to be cars everywhere. And so we need to think of some way that we can protect our parking, okay? I know it's way in the future, but I just wanted to make you aware of,
Protect what? I'm sorry.
when the people come to play pickleball,
Yes.
they're going to park everywhere.
Oh.
So we want to protect our parking area somehow. Yeah.
Neat. Hearing nothing else, I will happily entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a
move we
motion to adjourn.
I have two people,
Stereo.
tell you what, Donna, we're going to give Donna, because I heard her first in my left ear. So do I hear a second?
Second.
Here we go.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye! Opposed? No. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, and thank you to Area 58.